Hi viewers and welcome to the channel, and today we're looking at exporting to a DXF file which will require us to unwrap an object such as this into the different views so we can export it out of FreeCAD and into this exchangeable format. With the process that we will show, we'll take this object, unwrap it into a 2D form to create such things as laser cuts, printouts, plans, etc. For this we have to prepare the 3D model for 2D export. So let's have a look at this technique. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the site. I also have a Ko-Fi or a coffee site that you can donate to if you so desire, and that's at ko-fi.com/MANG0. I also run a Patreon where you can subscribe and get extra content, and that's at www.patreon.com/MangoJellySolutions. Any money that's kindly donated will be used to expand the channel. So I created a very simple 3D model to export out as a 2D form, which is this dice. With this, if we was 3D printing it, we would actually just take the object as is. If we was doing something like laser cut, then that's a 2D form of output. So we would need to actually flatten this from 3D to 2D. Now we could go through and create something like a technical drawing and do it from here. But the 2D output won't be in the correct dimensions as the 3D model. We would actually have to manipulate that in our output. We're going to be using something called the draft workbench to do this, and also the different views using the navigation cube up in the top right hand corner here. We're going to be bringing this around to the different views and outputting these views as 2D form. Now to do this, we need to come over to the draft workbench, and there's a tool to do this, and it's called Shape 2D View. What this does is, if you take one of the views from your 3D object and place it into a projection, so projection from the right, and then clicking that face, so that last pocket there, we can actually export this out as 2D form. We'll show this on a more complex model as well. It's very simple for this model because we just take the right, we select the last action. So I've got a body in here, so this is a part design object. We'll select the last action. Now this is important because we can actually pull out actions from here and export each of those actions individually if we so desire. So if we've got an action before this, so if I hide the pocket 5, bring back the pocket 4, you can see I've got nothing on that face. I can just export that out if I so desire, but I want the pocket 5 to be exported. To do that, click on the pocket 5, make sure we're now in the right view and zoom in a bit. So we make sure we've not placed this at any kind of angle like this, otherwise it will project in this type of angle. So make sure you're using the navigation cube at the top here. Once we've selected the action, so pocket 5 there, come up to modifications and come down to Shape 2D View. Looks like it hasn't done anything, but on the left hand side you can see I've got a Shape 2D View there. If I click on my object, press the spacebar, you see this line down here, but when we start to bring this around and look at it from the top, you can see we've projected that view into our scene as this object here. This object is basically a set of wires and curves in there that has been created from that view. Now this is where it comes important to make sure that we haven't got a view, say like this, and then we use select the last action, modifications, Shape 2D View, because what will happen is when we look at it, we can see we've got a flattened basically shape like this, which is no good to us, that one there. And you can see how the projection is projected down. Let's get rid of that. So let's do some more with this, because we can export this out by just clicking on it, going up to File, Export, and then what we want to do is drop this down and select the Autodesk DXF 2D output. Don't select the drawing DXF because this won't work. You have to select this Autodesk DXF. DXF was actually originally created by Autodesk and it's still being used today as an interchangeable format. When we do that, and we'll save this as something like view 1. Then we can actually go over to somewhere like Inkscape. You can see I've got the full layout here, which I exported out from the introduction to this video. Let's go File New and File Import and bring this view in. Hit OK. You can see we've got this view here. What this means also is that to get something like this to export, so we've got all of the items there, well, we need to take all of the views of that cube. Let's bring the cube back, which is the body. We've hidden the pocket. Let's bring that back. We only exported out the side with the 5 on there, so we can come around to the other side. So this side here, press rear, make sure that we select the last action, modifications, shape to 2D view, and what we'll see is that we've got another 2D view as a separate object there, and we'll just repeat on each of the sides. Bring back the pocket, make sure we've got the views selected. So from the left we want this type of view. Click on the pocket, which is selected there, modifications, shape 2D view, and press the spacebar. Now we've got a number of 2D views, and these can be changed by coming down and selecting the 2D view, coming down to the data and changing the placement. We can place them in different places. So we'll just move them along the X and the Y into the right position. So let's say that's in the right position there. Let's change the position of this one and change the X and the Y. And also the Y there. So we've got those there. So another way to move these objects is to use the move from the toolbar here. Also up in the modifications and move tool. For this we need to set the working plane. Now to first set the working plane, I'm going to come down and look at the top of this. So I'm looking down on the object. We go to utilities and come down to select plane. On the left hand side here you see working plane setup. I'm going to select top. We're now in the top view of the working plane. If we bring our gridding in, you can see our working plane is here. If we selected a different working plane, that's, for instance, let's bring this around and select the front. And select the front from here. And we go up to utilities, select plane, and do the front. You can see that's been placed there. You can see what's happened. That plane has been set across here. The reason why we set the plane is so we can make our snapping a lot more easier. Let's set this to top. So utilities, select plane, top. We can utilize the snapping along this. So first we need to select the object that we want to move. So I want to select this one here, shape 2D view. Then we click on the move icon or up to modifications, move. And then because we've got the snapping on, you can see how we're starting to snap to those objects. So we click and we let go of the mouse pointer. This means that this is mobile. And we can use the mouse pointer again. And we've got all the movement of the screens. I'm on the touchpad here. That means I can press the shift button and move this about like so. And I can snap this icon to different parts of another object. So I'm going to snap this one to this part, and that will move it up to here. I'm going to do the same with this shape, so click on it, and if we look down we see shape 2D view here. Click the move and we'll snap to a point. You can see the point is there. Just snap to it, press once and release the mouse button. This becomes mobile, and I'm going to snap this to this side like so, and we can place these wherever we want. So that's how to use the move tool in the draft workbench. Is that to use whether you want to use the placement on here, or you want to take a more easy route and use the move tool. If we wanted to export all of these out as it is there, so we just wanted this view, we would need to select all of them. So click on the Shape 2D view, hold down Shift and bring those in, all those three in there. Go File, Export, so it exports what's been selected, and we'll just save this as View 2. So now when we go into Inkscape, File, Import, bring in view2.dxf, hit OK, and we've now got all three shapes that we've exported out as one single object. But when we click in them, you can see we've got the individual objects there. So we can move those individually and place them in Inkscape where we want, or in our laser cutting software, we can just move these about to wherever we want to place them. If you've got something a bit more complex, so let's bring up a project that I did recently, something like this, then we would have to come down to something like the bottom view and do the same. So we come up to the bottom view. This one is an actual part design object again. So we've got pads and pockets in there, etc. And we select the last one, go to modifications, Shape 2D view, and you can see that shape has been projected. When you've got something like this that you're using, it may be worth doing a technical drawing to actually export out with it if you're going to give it to someone or file it away somewhere. We're going to be going into taking something that is a technical drawing that has been exported out to DFX and create sketches and solid geometry from there in later videos. But with this one, what we'll do is come around to the side as well from the front and do exactly the same. So this pad, modifications, Shape 2D view, and we can start building up a number of 2D plans from the different sides that are to scale to the original object that we can export out in 2D form. Just make sure that they're placed in position, and when we select them, we can either select them as one and export, or control select them and go File, Export, and then select Autodesk DXF and then choose the file you want to export into. So I hope that's helped. Remember, I'll be coming back to this and showing you how to import DXF files in and create geometry from those, and little tricks in there to weld that geometry together to create the end part. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again soon. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the site. I also have a Ko-Fi or a Ko-Fi site that you can donate to if you so desire, and that's at ko-fi.com/MANG0. I also run a Patreon where you can subscribe and get extra content, and that's at www.patreon.com/MangoJellySolutions. Any money that's kindly donated will be used to expand the channel. Thanks a lot for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you again soon.